Hey everyone, Ragnamune here, welcoming you to my next, well not my next, but my next little video on DFL. This is an update on ShayFrost. Say hi, Shay. Oh, and say hi to ShayFrost Jr. down there. Yeah, I kinda got lucky with some cash. I got really lucky with some cash. After I did my sessions and whatnot, the second season came around, Reborn. And it changed up the Glacial Master quite a bit. It also changed the way you level up and do all that sort of good stuff. And I'd like to say, for the better. Because if it wasn't for this change, I would not be nearly as outfitted as I am right now. How outfitted am I? Well, let's take a look at my equipment, shall we? Better yet, stats. Take a look at these stats, my friends. Look at this! 2,570 intellect, 65,000 health, almost 12.5k magic attack. That goes off my percentage skills, and 62 crit? That's amazing. But what are my gear? Well, ever since Reborn came out, we were able to get recipes for items called Halidom gear. And what you do with those recipes is you take... I don't have a recipe on... Oh, I do. This is a level 70 variant, but it pretty much works the same way. You take you take Halidom fragments from a region for the gear of your choice, if you can get the recipe. Unique souls, rare souls, common souls, and uncommon souls you all get from disassembling pretty much the corresponding gear. We go to materials, souls, as you can see here, common, uncommon, rare, unique. So you pretty much disassemble those colored gears. And for some gear, I think legendaries. Yeah, legendaries. You can disassemble legendaries. You're going to need that to make a few epic pieces of gear if you grind to hell day and night for like 1,000 fragments. It's just ridiculous. Don't ever do it. If you get a legendary piece of item, then don't disassemble it. The difference here is that the level 80 variant requires both fused cubes and magtonium, as well as power station Halidom fragments. And you get normally 2 every time you complete a circulation dungeon run. I'll show off what that is a little bit later. Because I want to go on like an in-depth guide as to both what is the new Reborn system that we got going here, and how do you play Glacial Master, which is my main focus. Title book is finished. And as for my sub-equipment Magic Stone and title, the title is Kunai Prime. This was a title released from the ninja sets in the Sarah shop. And Kunai is like the title that nobody wants because it gives the least amount of stats. But because it was a cheap Prime version for town movement speed, I snagged it. As for my sub-equipment Magic Stone, check out them stats. And I enchanted this thing. Yes, I enchanted it with Ancient Memory skill +1 in casting speed, mainly because that means I get 15 more intellect when I cast Ancient Memory. As for the Magic Stone, I worked my butt off to get a Magic Stone bead. That cost me like 15 mil, by the way, to get all elemental damage up by 5 points, and all my crits are up. Both of my crit skills, which give me 1 crit straight up, and then an extra 1.5 if I'm attacking from behind. And all elemental damage +5 because I'm water-based. As for the accessories, and look at this set effect. This is juicy. All these are enchanted with water damage 8. Thank you, Quonking. Set effects give you a lot of good stats, as you can see here. Crit chance, attack, casting, movement speed, extra regen for your MP. The big draw for this is the huge ass stat boosts. Look at that strength and intellect bonus there. That's a lot. It more than makes up for the magic sealed stuff. Especially because if you wear the set effect of the accessories, you're getting extra movement and casting speeds the moment you enter dungeons, which is fantastic. It won't show up on your stat screen unless you're inside of a dungeon, or as we're going to show off today, the training arena. There's also tier 80 versions of the armor as well. There's 85s, but as of right now, 85 Halidom armors are drop only from, I want to say, Ancients and True Ancients and Requiem dungeons and things like that. So don't hold your luck if you're not into doing that stuff. Don't hold your luck. Don't hold your breath if you're doing that stuff. It's also possible to get any of this stuff as a drop from Power Station in terms of the 80 stuff, but the recipes are usually your better bet since you're able to get them for free. Easily, by the way. Now, I've done a peculiar setup. You'll see that I have only 3 pieces of the 80 set and 2 pieces of the 70 set. The reason for this is because these different set effects will stack. So let's look at these set effects that we're given. We're given extra physical defense and lots of stats. Look at that, an extra 150 to my intellect there. That's huge. And look at that health boost I'm getting too. 9,000 health thanks to all my vitality. And that's a lot of health. Oh, and in case you're wondering, the Halidom accessories just give you straight up lots and lots of health. So keep that in mind. This gives you MP, this gives you HP, that gives you HP. As for the 70 set, you'll notice that I'm wearing 2 and getting this set effect, which gives you even more health and even more stats. And of course I enchanted these to the teeth with Intellect and Spirit because I am an idiot. I'm not like fully geared up, but this is like, to put it mildly, this is the cheap setup for excelling in greatness as a Glacial Master. I outfitted myself to hell and back with my emblems. Look at this. 17 intellect on all of these emblems, including skin, because I got $25 worth of Sarah for in-game gold. I love my guild for helping me out with that. Got some stuff on my shoes. There's better stuff for my shoes, but they're really expensive right now, so I'm just rocking equipment magic defense. If you're looking for the best item for your shoes, find a silver emblem with casting and movement speed, because you can also put that into your torsos. Into your, I want to say this and this. Or this and this. Yeah, this is blue, this is yellow. So you're going to want to put those into here as well, so you can get just that stuff straight up very quickly. As for green emblems, for this character, I'm looking for intellect and magic crit, because I want to stack as much intellect as I can. And I've only got 4 pieces of an avatar set. I got 1, luckily, off of a lost treasure. Thank the gods. If I could get 1 more, I'd get myself even more health, which would be great, and even more intellect and all that good stuff if I could finish the set. But I'm not actively hunting that. If I had clone pants, I would also have intellect and magic crit in them as well. So yeah. Weapon. The Halidom weapon is really cool, and as Glacial Masters, tip number 1, you use rods and leather armor. And you'll also notice I have this thing refined. I bought a +5 refine ticket and spent a lot of powerful energy getting this to +6. It was worth it. Anyways, since we're a percentage class, we do need to worry about our reinforcements, but +10 will carry you just fine. Trust me on this. You do not need a +12 weapon to win this game as a Glacial Master or many of the other classes in my personal experience. Sure, you'll be overpowered as fuck if you have that +12, but you don't necessarily need it. Take a look at what we have here. +10, it gives me 16-18 magic attack. Let's put on the big info there. 951 magic attack, and the +10 gives me an extra piercing damage of 295 with some extra independent attack. And even more independent attack thanks to my refinement, but the reason I refine is the abnormal status, because all of my attacks, not just basic, all have a chance to freeze. With a refinement, I have an even better chance to freeze, which is absolutely fantastic. Now it says inflict fire damage, but don't worry, because you're a Glacial Master, your passive, I want to say it's Ice Ball. Your Glacial Master passive pretty much makes it to where you will always deal water damage. There is no way of dealing damage other than water. I enchanted it with 15 intellect because I'm an intellect buff. And this is cool because it works kind of like, they say it's a poor man's legacy. This is legacy. This is better than legacy. But you'll see up there, and my thing just popped up, that you get Legacy and Halidom Strength 180. That's because for every Halidom / Legacy item you equip, this weapon will give you more bonus stats. Because I have a full set of Halidom on me, I'm getting 20 Intellect and Strength, and 10 Vitality and Spirit per piece. That's the whole reason I would recommend, if you're going after this set, which this is a really good, I would like to say, quick endgame set to go after for regular dungeons and ancients. Go after the weapon first and get it decked out with plus 10 reinforcement and plus 5 refine, because that will just give you so much power spike. And because it is a Halidom's weapon, a Halidom piece in itself, it will immediately add 20 points. Now, again, there are 85 versions. They add 28 points per piece, but I'm not worried about getting 85 because the 81 is free. Absolutely free. All this stuff that you see here, aside from the sub-equip, Magic Stone, and Title and Pet, is free. Free. As for my avatar stuff, that's all said and done. The pets. Now, I used to run the Murasame doll. As you can see, it has better stat gains and whatnot, but I decided to invest in a Petite Eternal, which was only 7 mil. And for good reason, too. Not only is this thing really cool because it does give you some pretty good stat ups, including crit chances and whatnot, it also increases the power of your second awakening skill by one level. That's beautiful. That means you have a really good level 2 second awakening. It also increases resonance, which I'd like to think is the item that is the skill that makes me do lots of water damage and stuff like that. Is that down there? Move, damn it! Yes, that is this skill right here, which makes me... It decreases water resistance of all enemies and makes you deal hella more water damage. I promise I will not use hella that much. And it also increases your critical damage dealt, so it's really good in that regard as well. Oh, and I have lots of pet food. So yeah, that's pretty much the setup for the Male Mage, for my Glacial Master in terms of equipment. Oh, also, this thing and this thing, just to go over it again. That cost me a lot of money. That cost me 20 mil altogether for this, and then another 15, 16 mil to get the enchantments. I made out with Hell Mode. I made out a lot with Hell Mode. Did a lot of grinding day by day. Played on my Nen Master, who I've also outfitted to Hell and back. But that's not about him, is it? Alright, we're going to step into the arena now. Alright, what song should I play? I would like to play a nice little song. I have the entire DFO soundtrack pulled up here. Just want to think of a song here. Like, I need to find a good tutorial. I know. There you go. Lutein. A very good tutorial kind of song because it came from the first area. Alright, so Glacial Masters in their entirety. You can see that I have more casting speed and whatnot applied because that is for my accessories. And now it's time to go over skills. I don't need your help. To start off, at level 15, you get access to Ice Sword. This is your main attack. This is one of your starting attack. Thank you. This is one of your main starting attacks. And it's pretty good for what it does. I'll just play it here because I have the passive active. Does 3 good strikes, and the third attack can do a little bit of knockback, which is really nice. Really, really nice. And later on, you'll gain a passive called Crystal Blade, which turns your blade into a double strike instead of a triple strike. And what it'll end up doing is causing great knockback and damage. Like so. Also, thanks to one of my passives, every time I deal damage with an ice attack, there's a chance of a spear just flying out of me and damaging straight away. Once more. So I kind of do get 3 attacks anyways. We've also got passives Ice Body and the Frozen Weapon Mastery, get this, because it increases all of your basic attack damages, and it adds the freeze ability to Ice Lance and Windmill Spear with an increased freeze level. Master this. You're also going to want to master Teleport, and just for kicks and giggles, get Trap Strike. You know, that throw move. Because you're going to need that throw move if you plan on doing Otherverse, which I've done some Otherverse. It's pretty cool. Ice Body, a passive. Let me toggle that on. Now, not only am I dealing lots and lots of more water damage. Alright. It maximizes the freeze resistance of you. Changes all basic attacks, including jump and dash attacks, to pretty much do water damage. I think that's what it does. It used to be like a passive, now it's a toggle. See? He just froze right on the spot. Some people don't like this because it will freeze them when they're trying to grab or something, because you can't grab a frozen enemy. So that's why some people will ask you to turn it off. And you can do that. No problem. Like in the Otherverse, for example. You definitely want that stuff off in the Otherverse. Only turn it on when you know you're not going to be impeding the progress in any way. Second is Ice Spear. And you get this at level 20. This is a really good skill. Let me turn that off. Ice Spear. Or Ice Lance. This used to be called Snowflower Spear. I'm so used to that name. Basically, it crafts a lance and lunges forward. Like so. And it hits up to 5 times. And what's kind of cool is that you can cancel this skill. You can pretty much cancel into the skill from Windmill Spear, and it goes great with Crystal Sword. Observe. Once more for you. You just do really good damage, and it's a really quick and easy combo that you can pick up on straight away. Now, Icy White Sword will still work, even with like the knockback and whatnot, but it's still a good skill. Still a really good skill. But definitely at level 30, pick up Crystal Blade so you can do that combo attack much easier. We have Path of Frost here that got changed from a high level skill into just a level 10 skill that you master. Let's put that on. All this really does is it affects your enemy's movement speed. That's about all it does. I kid you not. But still, pick this up because now it's really cheap and really easy. They also made it pretty much only use an active, they pretty much made it where it only does like and enemies in the fog suffer from more water resistance, suffers from water resistance, freeze resistance, and they get a movement speed debuff. So it pretty much makes them freeze even faster, which is why you want this on. Now for the attack, 25, you get Windmill Spear. Very nice skill that also cancels into Windmill Spear, that cancels into Ice Spear and vice versa. Basically, you can use it from range, and it'll deal some damage, but what you really want to do is get up close into melee range, and you'll do a lot more damage, as you can see here. And again, you can cancel that. Let me turn this off. You could cancel that into Ice Spear. What I kind of like is that I can do this. This is usually my combo of choice. I just go QAS to use Windmill Spear, Crystal Sword, and then Snowflower Spear to further improve on my combo. Holding forward to get more distance charged in. Works beautifully. I highly recommend this skill. I'm going to recommend a lot of the skills. You can see my skill bar. Now we get to even more stuff. Resonance, we're going to turn that on. Increases your water damage out the ass. Let me show you what I mean. So right now I have 47 water damage. I turn that on. All of a sudden I gain 81 water damage. What is this? That's a lot of water damage. Where are you? There you are. All of a sudden you see my damage spiking up. So yeah, that's really good damage that I'm dealing. Crystal Blade I already explained. 2 of the most core skills of your set. When you hit level 30, you've pretty much won the game. Starting off, we have Broken Arrow. And I have that leveled up, don't I? Yes, I do. 4 now. Broken Arrow will let you shoot several arrows at an enemy, and on the finishing strike, you will slam right into the enemy. I love this skill because you can do some really good shenanigans with it, and if you invest TP into it, which I'll go over the TP in a little bit, you can just shoot more arrows, which means more DPS on it. Obviously, the best skill, in my opinion, Grand Shatter. We all know Grand Shatter. Grand Shatter is a level 30 skill, no cube cost, thank God. And all it does is hell of a lot of damage. And what's kind of cool is that I don't know if it's just my casting speed, or if it's a buff that came from Reborn, but this skill goes off a lot faster now. It used to take like a whole second from seeing the big orb of crystals before he actually uses them. It used to be like, psh, da 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 da, or in English, shatter for me. But yeah. And the last non-cube skill is Ice Crash. A lot of people go around saying, "Don't max this skill, it sucks." Have you seen the TP for this thing? This is now worth maxing and getting and investing a couple of TP into the first level, because now it deals more damage and increases, and it gets a big size increase, so you can drag more people along with you. It's a really good skill, but not until the late game. But what it does, it basically turns you into a drill. Anything that can be grabbed will be immediately grabbed, and you'll drag them along, like so. You won't take them along like the entire way. Example. You will need to hold forward in order to drag them as far along as possible. But you'll still do really good damage with it when you level this thing up and get the first TP into it. It's really good. Really, really good. Now we're getting into the cube skills. First is Ice Hammer. This used to be a pretty bad skill, but then they changed it to where you can cast this immediately on the ground, like so. Here's what you had to do before. It makes you dash forward, and then do your hit. But what you can do now is simply hit the skill key twice. Let me try that again. You gotta hit it like really fast. You can just slam it right down where you stand when you press it really fast. Simple as that. You can also hold back, and you'll still get your you'll still do the dashing animation, but it'll still keep you in place. If you need to dash a longer distance, hold forward. It does cost cube fragments, so start collecting them. Next is Ice Trap, and in all honesty, I don't like this skill. I have to turn this off first. So Ice Trap does super hold. What's the command for this thing again? Oh, I sealed it, no wonder. I'm gonna probably need to turn that off, probably. One moment. Observe. It holds the enemy in place, which is really good, and the damage could be good, but as I've experienced, later on, especially when you get your second awakening, there are just so many better skills that you can invest your SP into, which make this skill really not that great. If you learn the Pinpoint Rush passive, then it turns this skill into a single target grab. And it looks pretty good, but it's like, why? When you could just use the second part of the second awakening so much better. I'm gonna go reseal that command now. And where are you? There you are. It's not that great. Blizzard Storm, on the other hand, is amazing. Just one button. Make sure you have your make sure you have Ice Body active. Play Blizzard Storm. Freezes, drags them in, and then just does lots and lots of nuking damage. Now here's the selling point. As of now, you can hit this. You can repetitively tap the skill key you have it mapped to, and make it activate and animate faster and hit faster, like so. Furthermore, you have complete immunity to everything while the skill is active. So it is just absolutely beautiful. And I mean beautiful to see that. Oh, it makes the skill so much better. And I'm not so sure how it works in PvP. I don't really PvP on this character, as you know. If only for a little funsies with my guild. But other than that, I'm not really serious about it, so I'm not worried. Now comes the first awakenings. Frozen Soul and Ice Chain. Frozen Soul just increases the magical attack power of the Ice Sword and other Glacial Master skills, and it inflicts freeze to the enemies that remain within a certain range of the character. So it kind of increases the power of this, and it just lets you freeze enemies on the spot. It is beautiful. Had to warn him that I'm shooting my update vid that I can't really otherverse with him right now. Alrighty. Let's get there. And Ice Chain is beautiful. It's a really good awakening skill. First off, it just deals lots of damage. And it gets all awakenings have hidden properties. It levels up with you. At 85, it maxes out at level 8. Thanks to my Halidom weapon, it can now be up to level 9. Which is just beautiful. So I get the level 9 so I get all 3 effects. It increases the ice ring count. It loses some magical attack and explosion magical attack. Like, it loses some of its attack power, but it gains more utility. Such as being able to pull the people in, and the hit intervals are decreased. Let me go ahead and turn that off. Let me throw you here. I said let me throw you away from me. Up, up, down, down, Z. Pulls him in. And look at that, that just does so much. Let me spawn a few more. And do that skill again for you. Once you're done with all of that, activate Ice Chain as soon as you can. That's probably going to be the way you get the Daredevil ability. It's beautiful. Let me reset and spawn another Goblin, so that we have a fresh one to go off of. Ice Orb, I never really use. I'll just play it for you. I mean, it's okay. It's like a projectile-based skill shot-ish skill. I just personally don't like it. If you like it, more power to you. Go ahead and use it. But there are just so many better. There's so much more better skill options for the Glacial Master. So if you want to use it, go ahead. If not, don't worry about it. As such, Ice Field takes a couple of cubes, but it's worth it because not only does it freeze when Ice Body is on, anyways. It freezes when Ice Body is on, and it deals 3 huge damages in a line, which is just beautiful. Use this whenever you know there's going to be a big line of enemies that are just lined up right for you to get killed. I have to talk to my friend Light one moment. Alrighty. Next up we have Icecraft. And this is just another passive skill. It increases attack of area and pretty much area and all that. And this is what gives you that extra spear when you use stuff. 2 hours. We didn't have to leave. If you wanted to run over you, I don't mind. Alright. And you also get Shard Magnum. I don't like this skill. I personally have not found a good use for it. I mean, it looks pretty cool, but again, I just feel that there's better skills to use for it. If you like it though, again, more power to you, use it up. Next up, we have Overfreeze Extension. Remember when I said that I don't like Ice Trap? This is my replacement for Ice Trap, because all it does... I'm spawning enemies for this, because you gotta see how crazy this is. Watch how crazy this is, and I can spawn one more. All of these enemies you see here, they just get frozen right in place. I do huge nuke damage. Look at that nuke damage. Over millions of nuke damage. And that's it. That's all there is to it. It acts fast. It has a pretty decent sized cooldown, but basically if you want to nuke a room, just use this. Use this, and then Blizzard Storm, and then boom! Do all the damage you need to do. That pretty much nukes an entire room by itself with this setup. It's ridiculously strong. You get this, I would like to say 80. I want to say 80. Yeah, you get that at 80. And finally, the Second Awakening. Judecca the Eternal. Or Judicia the Eternal. I don't know how to pronounce it, but it is a cool skill. No ice pun intended. So basically, you line yourself up. It's a skill shot, so be careful. Line yourself up. This does huge damage, and it even holds the enemy in place. So here's what I do. I use this, hopefully hit something, and then I immediately use Ice Chain inside of it. Or what? Another thing you can do is this. Just do huge amounts of damage right off the bat with all of your big spammy skills. But Judecca the Eternal is really good for holding enemies in place, and it shows. It shows. You build lots of water damage and crit on that, it's gonna carry you far. But how do I exactly play this character? Well, it's about time I show you then, isn't it? Let's go do a dungeon run. Also, I'm gonna have to go redeem that gift a little later. I see they kept that. Okay, where are you? There you are. Teleportation potions are your friend. Let's go to... I kind of want to go do Coolendal, but I need to show off, so... Let's go to Slow Industrial. Probably going to get some lag here, because we're going to see a lot of people. Ooh, bead shop. Excuse me. What do we got? What do we got for sale? Yuck. Meh. Meh. And meh. Not worth my time. Alright, let's get inside. Let's switch the music up. I'll also show you off like what the power station circulation does. Basically what you do is you select your difficulty. After you've completed all epic quests that are available to you at that point, you get circulation mode, or adventure mode as some people call it. Select your difficulty, enter, and you will be given a random quest. Beat that random quest, you get fragments for that area in the form of Halidom. Turn on I did not turn on Ice Body. You want to keep your distance. I apologize if I'm like yelling, but you want to keep your distance. And you want to be able to spam most of these skills that you see down here. See my AS, QW, and E keys? You want to be able to spam all that stuff. Go ahead and turn the volume down just a hair. No, I want options. There we go. Much better. Alright, so you want to basically spam all your skills, all these good stuff, when you're caught out in an area. If you end up in an area that you need to nuke, like so, overfreeze.
Excellent.
Also, since I am on the hardest difficulty, so yeah, bear that in mind that I did that much. Just walk in, nuke. Walk in, nuke. That is all you have to do. Break that stuff down with Ice Spear or Crystal Blade, depending. If you need to build up your combo, get close and do this. Remember that combo I told you about? The Windmill Spear into Crystal Blade and Ice Spear? That's a good way of racking up combo count from close range. If you need to do it from afar, just use Grand Shatter. Just crash into that. It's ridiculously easy. There's some nice healing. Make sure you keep your intelligence up using Ancient Memory. And obviously, learn Quick Rebound, learn the Focus Magic Crit, learn Magic Rear Attack, and master Ancient Memory. Staple. If you want to kind of semi-nuke your opponents and they're within big melee range, use Ice Hammer. It works. And it's got a pretty low cooldown, so you can just wait in the room for a few seconds, and then it's back up ready to go. You can also hit the C button to cancel out of some skills. Oh, that was terrible. Really simple stuff. Give me that Mactonium. Okay, so I sense a nuke coming. Yep, I want to nuke this place. Didn't get them all, but...
Excellent.
I believe you can also use the Ice Spear after /1. Nope, it's gonna use both. Alright, so that's something good. And for bosses, it pretty much comes down to spam 2-3 skills. Let me get Bate Kaito up, as my character affectionately says, because during that 20 seconds, you're going to have an extra 150 if you have stuff that increases those skills, 180 or so, or more, of intellect. So, wait a few seconds. Go in. Lay down your freeze. Your deck of the Eternal. Ice Chain. And that is all you have to do. Use the set item command. That gets you all that stuff there. I'll fix everything. And at the end of the run, if you complete the mission, you'll receive this little box here. You open the box up. Let's see how lucky we are. On average, you'll get 2 power station fragments. Ooh, I have this thing that I still haven't used. Do I have enough skeleton keys? I do not. Damn it. I need a few more skeleton keys because I want to be able to... I'll probably just transfer that into storage and open it on my Nen later. Yeah, I'll do that. Let me put you in storage, my skeleton key companion. Oh, fucking goblin pin. Alright, I'll do that off screen. But yeah, that's pretty much all that there is to know about Glacial Masters. If you had any more questions about what kind of gear that you should go after, what kind of otherverse sets, what kind of legendaries. I'm not a master because I haven't gone off after all this stuff. But for a good rough idea of what you want for like endgame equipment that doesn't pertain to otherverse, this Halidom set that you're seeing here, this is what you want to go after, hands down. It is a beautiful set to go after. If you can grab yourself one of these creatures, more power to you because it is just beautiful. Because it gives you that extra Judek of the Eternal. Would you shut up, Saria? We don't care that your name is Saria Cumin. There. She won't speak anymore. Tee-hee. A lot of information to take in, I'm sure, but pretty much you've seen my ability bar right here. This is all I need to really use in dungeons, and I manually input the Awakenings and sometimes Path of Frost. I didn't use it in that run, but you should definitely put it on. Right, that's pretty much going to do it for this little how-to. Yep, pretty much going to do it. I had to think if there was anything else I needed to cover. I've shown you the recipes, I've shown you all the gear set, I've shown you my gear setup, a setup that you could indeed aim for. I've shown you weapon, I've shown you all my skills that I personally use in my build. Ran a dungeon kind of explaining how you would go about it. Yep, I'm finished. Alright guys, till then, this is Ragmoon signing out. You guys have a great night. Thanks for watching, and I hope that you go out and make many Glacial Masters, guys. I'm telling you, the Glacial Masters are the master race of DFO. But not really. See you guys later.